Yes, you are audible as well.
Okay. As Dawood already mentioned, I'm a person of Adam Alex, a student and a developer. Okay, in today's session, I'll be taking us through Microsoft Power Apps. Power Apps might be a new thing to some people, but some people already have also gotten acquainted with it. We are all welcome to today's session. So let's start. I'll be using 5 minutes basically for this presentation, and my assistant speaker will be taking us through the apps creation with Power Apps. So basically, Power Apps actually is part of the Microsoft 365 platform that provide a rapid development environment for us to develop apps rapidly and quickly. All you need is you need to just connect your data that is already stored in the cloud or even on premises to your apps. If you have your data, be it an Excel data or an Excel sheet that is stored in the cloud or even on premises or a SharePoint application or list, all you have to do with the help of what building connectors or custom connectors, you can be able to connect these data sources to your apps and you are good to go. Now with Power Apps, you don't need to have any programming background. When I started learning how to program ahead of developing mobile apps, and I asked myself, how can I also develop mobile apps? And I asked a couple of people I knew, and the answer they gave me was, you can develop mobile apps with Java programming. I was like, what is this Java programming? So quickly I went on the internet and started surfing the web on Java. I went to YouTube and watched a couple of tutorials on Java, and I realized it was a hell of a task. Like developing a mobile app with Java wasn't easy. And I wanted something that I could actually play with very easily and like get my hands on to do stuffs. So I never heard of Power Apps. I think I would have opted for that till I got acquainted with Power Apps. So with Microsoft Power Apps, what it does is it makes you develop apps for your business needs quickly. Let's take it that you have an organization and you want to build apps to meet the purpose of your businesses, and you don't have any programming background. You don't need to worry. All you need to do is opt in for Power Apps. Power Apps will do the work for you with your data that you already have. Every business has a data. So the data that is already that your business already owns, all you need to do is get your apps and connect it, and Power Apps does everything under the hood for you. So no prior coding knowledge required. Okay, one may also ask, what of those pro developers? Some are also actually, coming from all these mobile app development backgrounds. They know React Native, they know Java, they know Kotlin, they know Flutter. So what of them? Yes. The good news for the pro developers is they can actually even extend their platform. They can build custom connectors, and also with their external data, they can connect it with the apps, and they are good to go. So the good news with the pro developers, they will even have more control of the apps because they can build custom connectors without actually relying on built-in connectors. Okay, so what can we actually even do with these Power Apps? With the Power Apps, you may say, okay, yes, I don't have any knowledge in Power Apps, but you've forgotten, Excel, you've forgotten, SharePoint. These are the skills we are talking about. If you already have knowledge in these skills, you can build apps with Power Apps, be it web apps or mobile apps easily. So all you have to do is get your data and just connect it with the apps, and Microsoft will do everything for you. Also, after building your apps, you can easily share with your co-workers. Power Apps actually is focused on internal usage. So within your organization, if you build your Power Apps, you wouldn't have to go through any hassle in hosting it and letting your users use it. It's just it comes handy. Even the app creation My assistant speaker will take you through how, when you are about to even save the app, you will actually cool, and you didn't have to even use PowerApps in the first place, because there are other options. There's React Native, there's Flutter, there's Kotlin, there's even Java. Why should I opt in for PowerApps? With PowerApps, now developing business applications that run on cross-platform or multiple devices aren't that easy. Because let's take a legacy application. If you want to build if you build a legacy application, you need to test whether it run on iOS and Android, and this consumes a lot of time, because you actually really even need that programming knowledge background. And if you even have it, you are going to consume a lot of time in order to do this. So you need a system that will actually do everything for you by default. Yours is to build the app, then the system does everything automatically for you. That's what PowerApps does. By default, your app are able to run on multiple devices. You don't need to go manually testing them. Everything is automated behind the scenes. Also, within your business organization, you may want to develop a mobile app, but none of your business users or your workers have that programming background to build mobile apps. And hiring, you have to hire a mobile app developer. And these mobile app developers don't come easy. They are expensive. They will charge you a lot of money, which probably you won't be having much of the finance to do that. So with PowerApps, you don't need to you don't need that programming background. All you need to do is just get your data and you are good to go. So with this, it saves money. You don't need to hire a programmer and pay the person much. And also apps distribution and security. With PowerApps, you can easily distribute your apps to your co-workers easily, and the security is very, very paramount there, because you are granting privilege to just a limited number of people that will have access to the apps. Okay, PowerApps actually don't work on a standalone. They don't work as standalone applications. They work with other related technologies. And we'll be taking a look at data source, common data service, and Power Automate. Data source, actually, every business has a data that is stored somewhere. If you don't have a data, then I don't think your business is functioning, because you have a data that you store and also take. So basically, with PowerApps, you have built-in connectors, where you connect your data source to the apps that you've already created. So you can actually use these apps. And a common data service is actually a scalable data service that is integrated into PowerApps. Common data service actually lets you securely create and store apps that your business organization actually use. And there are tons of them out there. You'll be seeing that shortly. We also have Power Automate. Power Automate, actually, what it does is, with Power Automate, you don't have to repeatedly do stuff. When you integrate Power Automate into your apps, it quickly automates your stuff for you behind the scenes or under the hood. You don't have to manually go through all that to do. But we won't be going into Power Automate in this section. We'll only focus on PowerApps, but they work hand in hand. That's if only you want to quickly build your, or you want to make stuff very fast with your apps. Okay, so now these are some of the data that is stored in the cloud that you may be connecting your apps to. We have common data service, we have SharePoint, we have Dynamics 365, we have Excel, Outlook, OneDrive for business, and so much. There are tons of them. There are over 200 data sources out there. So all you need to do is just to connect your app to them. Now, I mentioned of on-premises data. That is data that is stored within your organization. So now, how can one also access these data? Let's take it as your business. You don't have your data stored in the cloud. They are on-premises. They are within your organization. Maybe you have your Excel sheet where your users or your co-workers store the data, and you want to access them, but they are not in the cloud. So how do you access them? So with them, what you have to do, you provide a gateway. These gateways will now act as like a middleman or an in-betweener between your data source and your apps. So the gateway provides a reliable communication between the apps and your data source. So what the gateway does it sits in between it sits on the on-premises computer. Then it now communicates with the Power Apps. So this data source, you can actually call them as like the backend of your apps, because that's where you perform all your cloud operations. So you've actually created your data, you've created it, then you connect it with Power Apps. Then you can insert other data. You can also update, you can delete and all that. So I said I'll be using 5 minutes. I don't know whether the 5 minutes is up or not. So basically, I'm just giving you an overview or a feel of what Power Apps actually is and why one will have to opt in for Power Apps. And my assistant speaker will just take us through the app creation process. And we're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we all enjoyed your session. It's been great, and we have a lot of activities coming in here and now, and I'm so much excited to do this. If you are wondering why is that in the dev today, it's because it's not just an ordinary dev, it's Microsoft dev, and you can head over to Microsoft Learn to look at some models and then see how you can, also do some fun stuff. So by this, I mean, I need to take over and then show you some quick demo, and then we'll have an amazing session with Ramiro on, building even nicer user interface with Power Apps. If my, curve looks nice, you should, say it in the chat. Let me know whether I need to take it off or not. It may look weird on me, but let's take it away. I'm just going to give you a demo on Power Apps. Just a second. I think I'm having some quick issues logging into my Power Apps, but I need to fix it. Oh, I see that. Thank you so much for your patience. Please go ahead and then put it in the chat. Have you ever done anything with Power Apps before? And what excites you about Power Apps? All right, we are looking up to your answers. Put it in the chat. Make this fun. Okay, students, ambassador. Come. Okay, just a second there. I'm signing in. Put it in the chat. Let us know how are you. Awesome, Alex. Was Power Apps called Flow before? Alex, someone is asking a question. Was there another name for Power Apps? Alex, are you there? You are muted if you are talking. That was actually a great session. Yeah, that was actually a great session. People are saying amazing. Mixed reality with Power Apps. Okay, we have Faizan from India joining us today. He does, great job with mixed reality, and we are so much excited to have him. So someone was asking a question that I'm publishing all the questions being asked. I have tried some pretty basic stuff with Power Apps, simply components, what with almost no code. Yeah, yeah. So is that Rashid? Yay! Yeah, Rashid is also from India, and thanks so much for joining us. He's an ambassador as well. Yes, so we have, so Microsoft Power Apps was not called Flow. Power Automate was, initially called Microsoft, Flow. So Power Apps is different from Flow, but they can work hand in hand as he mentioned. So I'm just going to share my screen right away, and I'll show you what is actually and how you can, do some fun stuff with Power Apps. Let me know if you are able to see my screen. Okay, I'm sending it to live soon. Okay,
Alright, now you can see your screen now.
nice. All right, thank you so much. So I'm just going to do some quick actually you can do some fun stuff with Power Apps. So I've logged into my Microsoft, account. Last week we talked about how you can sign up for the Microsoft 365 account. So if you missed that session, just go on MS Inspire on YouTube and then check out for the new playlist that is added called Microsoft 365, and you'll be able to watch it. But if you are good to go, let's see how exactly you can build Power Apps. So when you log into your Microsoft 365 online, you would definitely have to just click on more, and then you will see as part of the many stuff that the Microsoft 365 offers you, you also have Power Apps. Okay, here is it. You just need to click on it and then it will load the next screen for you. Okay, so it will log in into the Power Apps environment. It will just take some few seconds. If it's delaying, it's probably my internet and not, Power Apps. So yeah, when it's done, this is the interface you would get. And then it will ask you, do you have an Excel document? If you do have an Excel document, like my, senior speaker mentioned, that, you can just take an Excel document or whatever data source, and then you'll be able to build upon it. So I'm just going to share a very quick way of how you can build Power Apps with an Excel document. Now, this Excel document was, the attendees, list. So I'm just going to pick it up and see how exactly we can convert that list into an app. So I'm going to Eventbrite, manage events. I will log in with my credentials. So I'm just showing you how exactly you can pick up something, and then use it to build your apps. Like you pick up attendee list, maybe there are series of lists in your company for everyone that you want to use it to build an app. Sorry, I think I missed my password. That was dangerous showing you my password though, but it's fine. So I think I may need to do some quick right, let's see if this works. Oops. Oh, this is taking forever for me to say. All right, looks like I remembered my password. That was a lengthy one. Okay, so all of you who registered for the event, you were about 200 and something who registered for the event, and I have all your list here. So I'm just going to go to the past events, and I'm going to pull down the Excel document. Where are you, Microsoft 365? Yes, this was it. So I'm just going to click over there. So maybe you have some list of products that you want to use to build an app, but it is an Excel sheet and it's not giving you, so much flexibility to be able to do it. So we are going to pick up a sample Excel sheet and see how exactly we can do this. And I'm going to use just 10 minutes or less to do that. So I will go to others, and under others, I would be viewing some list of attendees over there. Okay, yeah. All right, so I have some list of attendees over here. And you can see it says issue multiple funds and all this stuff. I think what I'm actually looking for is that I want to export this to an Excel document. So let's do it. Yeah, so it has been exported. Okay, I'm going to open this file. Let me know if you can still see, the file as the Excel document opens. The file format and extension of others don't match. The file could be corrupted or unsafe unless you trust. Yes, I do trust. I'm the one who downloaded it, bro. All right, so you can see this document looks very scattered. I don't think it's neat. You can probably, clear the things that you don't want. Maybe let's say type. I can highlight from the top, and I'll click on delete to delete this particular cell. And I can do the same thing for all the, parts I don't need. So what I can do now is that I can click on any of this cell, and I'll press Control, and I'll press on A. Okay, so that has selected active cells. Yes.
Yeah. So we're only seeing the browser window, so we're not seeing your Excel spreadsheet. So you might want to share your screen.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much, Ramiro. Let me get that up right away. So stop sharing, and then let's reshare again. Thank you so much for prompting me. Okay, so this is the Excel sheet. All right. So this Excel sheet has series of tables. Columns. I don't need some of the columns, so I can probably just delete it from here. So I can click on delete to delete. Okay. Now I can click on any of this active cell, and I'll press Control A. Let me hide this live icon. And once I press Control A, I can then click on Format as Table. And then when I click on Format as Table, I can choose any of these table formats. I'll click this one. Okay. And it says my table has headers. I'll click OK. And that is it. I've converted this particular, file to, I've converted it to an Excel table. So what you have to do is just like you have a database and you have tables. So your Excel documents and then all the columns that you want, you have to highlight them and then you make them what? A table. Now, when you highlight as a table, you can give it a name. Let's call this one attendees. Okay, and I'll hit on enter. That's all. I'll press Control S to save. And that is all that I need to do. Now let's see. Let me reshare my screen again, because it looks like I would have to share that part of the screen with you before you can see. So I would stop sharing, and then you can publish the post of the attendees and then answer them as well. Thank you so much for doing that. So let's get back to, let me reshare my screen over here on the PowerApps thing. I think this is it, right? Yeah. Okay, so now I want to build an app, right? And then I have an Excel document that I want to convert to an app. What I will definitely do is that I'll go to OneDrive. Okay, so I'll click on OneDrive here. All right, and I'll upload the file that I just, prepared. Okay, so I would upload that.
Hello, Dawood. I don't know if it's on my end, but I can only see your video, and I don't know if it's my internet.
Sorry, that's what. No, please let me know if you're having issues seeing my video. I will be very quick so Ramiro can take over. Please let me know if I need to stop sharing and reshare. I will do that. So let me reshare my, just a second there. I think I need to use this. Thank you so much for joining us. And let me reshare my screen and take it over from where I stopped. Okay, where are you? I'm coming, just a second. Let's see what is wrong. Thank you so much for prompting me once again. I wouldn't have possibly known. I'm just gonna try one more time. Okay, so please confirm if you can see my screen now. The live event will come. Okay, are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to update, this is OneDrive. So I'll look for a folder. I can create a new folder or something, and then I'll just upload that. But I think I like this guy, Ekansh. So I created some short videos to wish him a happy birthday. It's very bad, but I'm going to drag the Excel document into that particular folder, my OneDrive folder. So let's do that. So I'm going to drag it. I'm dragging it from my desktop. You might not be able to see how I'm dragging it, but you just drag a file and then put it in a folder. And yes, so this is now available and I can share with all of you. But I can now tell my Power Apps that, hey, you know what, I want to build an app, but then I want to build it from an Excel document. So see there, I click on Excel online. It would, open the create.powerapp.com studio for me. And it will ask me that, hey, you know what, select that particular Excel file that you want to share. So I'm just going to do that. So that's taking a bit of time, but it's fine. Okay, just let me know if everything is fine at your end. All right, it's still loading. It will be in soon. Cool. Okay, so confirm to me if you can still see my screen though, because I really want you guys to get this so that Ramiro can have a great session when he takes over. Okay, so I have an Excel sheet here. It's called orders 115 something. I'll click on there and you see the table that I named was called attendees. So I'll click on, hey, what's happening? It looks like the table didn't load correctly. Please try again. So it looks like there was something wrong with our table, but I have other tables as well, other files. So I think I should just share that since we don't have much time. So let me go back again. Let's go back a bit. I have some other stuff over here. Let me just go. Okay, yeah, so I prepared some tables earlier. Okay, let's see whether this will do. Okay, so I'll click there. All right, so we have attendee check-in table. I'll click on connect. And this Excel sheet is going to become, an app in just some seconds. I didn't have to code anything. And that's really the cool things about, Microsoft Power Apps. I didn't do anything. I just clicked on it and that's all. Please make sure to look at the unpublished posts and publish them for the attendees because I see great interaction going on at the background. Please publish them so they come on all the great stuff. Okay, so just a second more. I think Power Apps is doing all the magic. I didn't have to code anything, right? I just picked an Excel sheet, which I downloaded online. I prepared the document and saved it as a table, and I uploaded it to my OneDrive account, and that was all. And after uploading it to my OneDrive account, I told Power Apps that, hey, you know what? I have an app. I have an Excel sheet. Go change it to an app for me. So look at it. It's just an app. Let me preview it for you to see. So it has turned this into an app. I can preview and know more details about everyone who registered for the event. I can search, I can delete a person, I can edit. And that is really, really a cool thing about Power Apps, okay? Maybe you just even don't want, how this looks like. So let me click here. And then I will click on, oh yeah, I know. So I'll click on Browse Gallery. And instead of using this, I can say that, hey, you know what? I want the pictures of the attendees included in the display. So I'll say image and then maybe the name or title of the attendee or title and subtitle. So I'll click there and you can see that it changes it to look something more attractive to me, okay? And secondly, I can also pull down here. Yes, so it has changed this into a very nice view. Then I can also change the theme from how it's looking like to something more gray. So like a OneDrive, something like Office Online app. And look at it. These are really, really great stuff. Now I can preview this. And once I preview it, see how it looks. Really cool stuff, right? An app which was built without any code. You get the idea? This is really, really cool. And if you want to do even more with this, you can click on any part of this and then change how it is displayed. For example, this says attendee check-in. I can just say attendees or attendee app, and I'll hit on save, and then you see in real time. Now, after building this app, how do we get to share any of this app? I will delete this attendee from here. Okay, so I've just deleted this record. This record will be gone. And if I want to check whether someone registered, maybe Faizan was in the chat. So let's see if you see Faizan is here. Okay, so I'm able to search and know who was here and all this stuff. I can extend this to become more powerful. Now, after building this app, I need to save it and then share it with everyone in my organization. Now, the cool thing is that Microsoft 365, you know, as we saw from last week, would allow you to create organization email for all your, you know, people. So basically, once the app is deployed, they just need to download PowerApps, and that is all. They would have PowerApps on their machine, and they'll be able to, you know, use it. So I'll click on background color to give the icon, and I'll select an icon for my app. Maybe this icon is better. And once I do that, I can then click on save, and I can save this to, you know, our organization. I'll give it a name. So maybe 365 ATT, I don't know. That's horrible, but it's fine. I'll click on save, and this would be saved. So everyone within our organization, all the student partners who are in the same tenant with me would have this app, and they can be able to use it. And I can click on share to share this app with each and every one of you out there. And this is really like, you know, a short form of demoing how exactly and what you can do with PowerApps. I'm going to drop off from now and then let Ramiro take over, and he will do a fun stuff than what I've done. So Ramiro, I hope my screen was visible enough and was able to give the people a basic demo of, you know, what Alex had shown earlier. Alex, so thanks so much for doing such a great presentation. So I'm just going to leave it to Ramiro. Hi, Ramiro.
All right, yeah, thank you. And yeah, your screen was totally visible. So thank you for that.
Awesome.
Okay, so
yeah,
let me
so
go ahead and share my
yes.
screen.